ผู้ชมคะในช่วงนี้นะคะเรามาพูดคุยกันกับคุณยิวอนจางนะคะ Chief Executive Officer and Co-founder จากทาง Alpha Institute นะคะอยู่กับพวกเราแล้วค่ะ Hi Yvonne.
Hi.
Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Before we go to more detail about cryptocurrency, could you please firstly tell us like the history of cryptocurrency back then?
Sure. So crypto technology has existed for a long time. Blockchain is a concept that has existed for about, in commercial sense, about 6 to 7 years. Cryptocurrencies is a byproduct of the technology in its application of making things happen. And the cryptocurrencies, the first one is obviously the Bitcoin, was there to reward people for work done, right? And then a lot of different iterations of cryptocurrencies have grown since then. But the original intent was not to make an investment product for people to speculate on. It's to reward work done using technology to solve real problems in the real world.
Yeah.
So same thing as say how gold became an investment and speculative product. Initially it's a mineral, right?
Yes.
It's a metal that is used in chemical plants, right? In electronics manufacturing, in medicine, and also it is being used by central banks to manage reserves. It's not just numbers on the screen that people can trade as if it's a stock. There's a fundamental use for it. So for cryptocurrencies, I think a lot of times we talk too much about the price without looking at what it was and what it actually is still.
So things have changed now though. So what is it now? Like, what do you think about the cryptocurrency at this rate, like at the moment?
Well, right now there are about 2,000 cryptocurrencies that gets traded or gets mentioned a lot by various databases, right? So every single one is different from each other, even though some of them might look very similar to each other.
Yeah.
Some of them have use, very few of them have use right now. Some of them have use in the future. Others don't ever intend to be used.
Okay.
So what I see is that is with the development of any new marketplace, right? There's going to be a lot more experimentation, a lot more failure before success comes out.
Yeah.
But the cost of failure is usually borne by people that know what they're doing or have had some kind of a risk assessment before they go in. The disturbing thing for me right now is that because of ICOs and other ways of attracting the retail general public into this highly experimental market, so people are not probably as aware of what they are getting into and what the price they are paying for in the long run, right? So for me, cryptocurrencies is a highly technical field. Same reason why the regulators, the exchanges, the licensed exchanges such as the Thai Stock Exchange, they segregate certain products for certain audience. So certain products are very risky and require professional investors. And then other products are more easy to understand, a bit more vanilla, or have insurance on it, such as deposit, or are bonds that have credit ratings that can give guidance. Then they are more open to the, I suppose, general public. Similarly, for cryptocurrencies, personally, I don't see it right now as an equity or as a token that is not a security. Just by the fact that people assign value, realize value, and create more value out of their behavior rather than the original intent. The fundamentals, right? It is more akin to a security of some sort. I would dare say that it's similar to debt. Because it might be a prepayment for future services, or that it is a claim on the predictive cash flow of a business should it start running, right? So that's a debt, not just an equity.
But how do you value the cryptocurrencies then? Because there are like plenty of cryptocurrencies in the market at the moment.
I have to look at cryptocurrencies as a byproduct of the technology.
Okay.
So the technology has a lot of potential. I think we've seen every government has shared their thoughts in support of innovation. But in terms of valuing what the technology can do, a lot of technology does not require a token or a cryptocurrency to exist to do what it needs to be done. So a lot of cryptocurrencies are being traded without attachment to its fundamental use, which breaks down the valuation chain. Meanwhile, other cryptocurrencies that has said in its white paper or other announced plans what they're going to do, future plans does not equal current value, right? So right now people assign value to cryptocurrencies same way as they assign value to a watch, a pair of shoes, or a handbag.
So with the brand.
Yes, it's only the perception, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is they probably lack the specialist skills to know whether what they have is real or not. And also it's not that if you buy a watch, a handbag, or shoes, you have it in your hand. A lot of cryptocurrencies, you know, depending on how it's stored, if it's in an exchange platform, in a hot wallet, or if it's in some people, they like to do group investment schemes or in an agent, right? You don't know where it is. You don't know what you're getting is real or not, you know. And then you get the other situations such as forking. So you don't know what chain, which record keeps what you have, or if you have that at all, who can vouch for you, right? So the technology, if people don't understand it, they probably shouldn't be participating in it so early. Same as you know, if you don't understand expensive watches, why would you buy one, right? From somewhere that is not an authorized dealer of it, right?
Yeah.
So similar analogies I can draw, but the valuation would really depend on not from a financial sense, but from a technological sense as well.
Okay. And we're seeing a lot of countries that have the active cryptocurrency market. Which one is like the safe market to invest on, or which one is like the most active one? Could you please give us some examples?
If we look at the different stages of the cryptocurrency life cycle, even though it's very, very new, right? So Ernst & Young, one of the accounting firms, have put out a report recently sharing that approximately 10% of all ICOs, so that's the launch of the tokens, the value of those ICOs, right? 10% of them is essentially hacked or taken away by fraudsters. So if you look at that figure, it is very scary, because even before you get into realizing the value of something, just at its launch, 10% is gone globally, right? And then you look at how people trade those tokens. Most of the exchanges that list cryptocurrencies are not licensed. And without licensing, that means they have very little obligation to protect the investors, to segregate customer accounts, to hold assets available as an agent for the customers, to stop inappropriate behavior, such as front-running, spoofing, you know, fake trades. So without these kind of protection, a lot of marketplaces, despite having a lot of numbers on the screen that moves around, whether it's true or not, whether those numbers are real, that's a big question. And when unknowing participants trade on them, and then they think that they've made a profit, and they want to withdraw the profit into a legal tender currency, sometimes they face difficulties as well. So in terms of looking at, you know, what is a safe exchange, you need to look at a number of things. You know, does the participants have protection in participating? Do the participants have obligations to not do the wrong things? Does the platform have obligations to do the right things? And also, what are the availability of realizing a profit or reducing a gain? So a lot of different things needed to be there. So far, those information are freely available. People can do their own due diligence. They can go and read up and search for them. Unfortunately, because I would say, you know, there's a lot of talk about the price without looking into the details of, so what if you have a high price? Can you trade it? Can you make real money from it? Is the real money in your account, in your hand? These questions are not asked as much.